I don't buy books that often for many reasons, but recently, in order to support authors on a bigger level, I decided that I'm going to start buying at least 1 to 2 books a month.
3 weeks later.
I lied. Sorry to my wallet. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I bring you a September wrap up and an October TBR that I might stick to, I might not. I definitely won't finish all the books in that. I am also going to go through the books that I bought this month or last month. We're already in October and there's a lot of them. Not that much, but there's a lot for me. So let's get started. So first I want to go into my haul. These are the books that I bought, and the ones on the side here are the books that I found in my neighborhood. Still a part of my September haul. They're on my bookshelf now. So I'm going to first go through the ones that I bought just really quickly. Then I'll go into my September wrap up, and then I will talk about what I plan on reading. So just quickly, My Sister, the Serial Killer by Ayunkan. Hey guys, looks like I had a bit of recording issues where my videos stopped recording or something happened. So I'm just going to quickly go through the books that I bought for this month. Then I have video of the books that I was gifted and the ones that I found in my neighborhood. So first book that I bought was My Sister, the Serial Killer. Next, Gideon the Ninth. Then The Black Flamingo, Heartstopper, and finally, Children of Blood and Bone. Actually, that's a lie. The final book that I bought was Cemetery Boys. So, let's go back to a regular scheduled program. Okay, we're back. My phone stopped recording at some point, so let's try this again. So I have some books here that 2 of them I was gifted, and then I think 4 of them I found in my neighborhood. I'm gonna count them as a haul, and in the coming months you'll probably see hauls that include books that I found in my neighborhood. My neighborhood is great with the stoop finds. Like, I found so many things and I have no shame. There's no shame in my game picking up something, because these people will be putting out some really nice things, including books that are in really good shape. So books that I was gifted first, why was that so hard to pick up? I received The Devil and the Dark Water as the mystery book club of the month. The mystery book club is hosted by Cassie at Boston Book Fanatic. I was about to say fan fiction. Fanatic. And Jordan at Jordy's Book Club. I was gifted this through Sourcebook. Thank you guys so much. So I will be reading this in October. I'm super excited. Stuart Turton is the author of The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. So I really want to read this book, because that book I've heard great things about. I have not read that book either. So yeah, thanks again. Super excited. Next, I was gifted You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson by the Page Binger over at Instagram. She reached out to me and asked me if I wanted this book, and I've been wanting to read this book, so I grabbed at that so fast. Also, she sent me these like super good sour candy. They're almost like Sour Patch Kids, but not sweet. So definitely like ate that in one sitting and did not feel bad, because they weren't sweet, but they really like hit that spot that I needed. Now on to the neighborhood finds. First, let me fix that. First, I found The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. So I owned this book before years ago, never read it, and left. This was one of the books that I left at my mom's house, that she eventually threw out. After like 3 years, she threw out the books just as I'd moved into an apartment where I had space for those books. So it made me sad, but also I'd been telling her for years to throw them out, or not throw them out, but put them out so other people could get them. So I was super excited to see this, because I still want to read it. I haven't watched the movie yet because I want to read the book first. So that. Then randomly, I didn't realize this about myself, but I seem to like autobiographies by celebrities who are like known for being funny. For example, I read the autobiography by Mindy Kaling, Issa Rae, another person who we will not name here because he is so problematic now. But yeah, so I saw Binge by Tyler Oakley. And at first I was going to pick it up, but I like Tyler Oakley. I think he's funny. And so I was like, you know what? I could flip through it, see if I want to read it more. And I really liked the cover. And this thing is, now that I'm like holding it, it's super hefty. I don't know what they built this with. I think the pages is what it, oh yeah, it's the pages. It's like those like really glossy pages that I guess are a little bit heavier. So when you put a bunch of them in a book, it's just super heavy. Then the other day, I came across this book, The Demigod Diaries. I have not read anything by Rick as of yet, but I plan on reading the Percy Jackson series. So I picked this up just in case, like, it kind of played a part in some, you know, kind of offshoot book that they had that you could pick up. So, and it's in really good shape. So I figured right now. Finally, I randomly like spotted this, like I saw this part and I was like, that looks familiar. And at first I thought it was a book by Cassandra Clare, who I love. So I'm like, I'm going to get that book because I don't think I have anything with this like binding here. So it must be something new or something that I just haven't read. And then I realized that it was The Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Now I've been meaning to read books by Sarah J. Maas, but I haven't gotten around to it. So I was with my best friend when I picked this up and she's like, this is the author that I'm always telling you about, that I really like her series. And I'm like, oh, I've been meaning to read this. So she has read A Court of Thorns and Roses, that series. So I think my plans for Sarah J. Maas is to read that series, the 3 books that are in the series currently, so I can be finished by February to read the 4th book with my best friend. So I'm super excited for that. So those were the books, the 2 books that were gifted, and then the 4 that I found in my neighborhood. So a lot of books to add to my shelf this month or last month, but yet still my shelves are super empty, which is not a bad thing. Just means that there's space for books, and also that I'm not going as crazy as I think I am, or maybe that's just an excuse. Anyway, moving on. So now it's on to what I read in September. Firstly, I did read Orphan Material by Alexis Hall. I have a review here, so I won't go too much into it, but I didn't really enjoy it as much as I was expecting to. I've read this author a ton of times and I love his work, but this just did not work for me. I didn't hate it. I could get through it, but it was a little bit hard to do so. And yeah, I could have just done without it. So again, if you want to see more of my thoughts on that, you can go here and watch that. Then I did end up reading all 3 books in the Green Creek series in preparation for Brother Song, which comes out this month on the 13th. I'm so excited for it. I am going to make sure that I have nothing reading on that day because I will just be reading that. So I read Wolf Song, Raven Song, and Heart Song. Yes, Heart Song. Definitely enjoyed it so much. Like, I'm always hesitant to reread books or rewatch movies or anything because I'm like, oh, it won't be as good as the first time. What's the sense? And I already watched it. But there were so many things that I forgot, which I knew I had. My memory, Ellie keeps moving around, so you might hear like little pitter patter and jumping around. But my memory is shit. So I was not surprised that I forgot things, but I was surprised at how much I forgot, all the deaths that happened, and how good Heart Song was. It's definitely my second favorite, and mainly because a lot of things happened in there that had me really pissed at TJ Klune, which I think is normal. Like, a lot of his fans get pissed at him for this series, which is actually, I think, a good thing. He's not scared to kill off people that we might love, but at some point kind of makes it better. I don't know, like, I ended the book, like towards the end of the book, I was super angry, and then I ended the book feeling satisfied, but also anxious for the next one. So it definitely did what I intended for it to do. So yeah, those were my only reads, my 4 reads for this month. We already went through these books for my haul. All of these I just went through for my haul, so I won't go through too much. So I already read this. I'm currently reading this. Then the next on my list, depending on when I finish this, might be this or Brother Song. It all depends on when I finish Cemetery Boys. The Devil in the Dark Water, I wanted to mention, comes out on October 6th. So definitely pick that up if you can, or if you have any interest. So it's either going to be before or after Brother Song, depending on when I finish Cemetery Boys. And then if I have time, I will read, definitely want to read Gideon the Ninth. So I will read Gideon the Ninth and then Children of Blood and Bone, but I doubt I'm going to get to these two books. They are on the list, but I doubt that will happen. Though I will say that I'm riding the subway now. I'm only riding the subway for 15 minutes back and forth, so a total of 30 minutes. I get a lot of my reading done on the subway. So maybe now that I'm riding the subway 3 days a week, I will get a little bit more reading done. We shall see. So yeah, that was my September in books. It was a good one. I am also getting more into Bookstagram and meeting like a lot of good people on there. So that, in terms of bookish stuff, is really making me happy. I am so happy to be kind of finding my people, and I would love to find my people here too. So if you watch my videos and you enjoy it, please reach out. I love to talk to people. I love to talk about books and other things, what have you. Also, I wanted to mention that I did a video on making icons for your iPhone with the new iOS 14 features. So you can go ahead and watch that. And then I will have the second part up of how to go about putting those icons on your phone. That will be coming up in the next week. In that first video, I did mention that I would love your feedback on things that you guys want to see that is not necessarily reviews or hauls or wrap-ups or whatever, things that are kind of book adjacent but not really, or that you've seen on YouTube or Instagram that involves like graphics. I'm thinking also doing a series on working with Premiere Pro or iMovie, I think it's called. I used to work with them, now I can't remember. I think it's called iMovie. I'm going to go into that app and reacquaint myself with it, and maybe I can talk about how to do some of the things that I do on Premiere Pro on iMovie. So if you have any suggestions of things that you would like to see or learn, please let me know. Until then, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.